All right, we are in it to win it. We've got another match here. Practice match, of course, but we're going to be playing nonetheless. This is our 7 blast deck that we keep talking about. This hand is definitely probably a keeper because even though we have one land, you'll see in the way this deck plays, you are going to keep a lot of one landers because you can. And right off the bat, our opponent playing Izzet Murktide probably is what I would assume it is what they're playing. Um, we can just go ahead and fetch, and I like Galvanic blasting this. Not that we won't have Metalcraft active, but I think it's important for us to try to cycle through our deck as much as possible, so we won't have as much. Well, we won't have as many artifacts with sacking the Bauble. Okay, counterspell is fine. Our deck shines against these tier decks, believe it or not. Our deck definitely shines against tier decks because it's an anti-meta deck, right? This deck is completely based around the idea that people are tapping 4 mana. They're tapping out for the One Ring, which pings them and is a do-nothing card on turn 4. Um, it capitalizes on decks that that are sacrificing life for value. Um, let's see here. We can probably play Experimental Synthesizer, get some more value here. Hopefully we won't. The only miss that would happen is if we had to hit a 2-drop, and that's happened a lot. Hitting a 2-drop, not bad. Um, do we want to play the Galvanic Blast? I think we do, since it's kind of like a free card. Our opponent's not going to counter this. We know they have counter spell. Let's see. Okay, so they're Grixis. Probably means they've got Orcish Bowmasters, which is the case. I'm glad I didn't play any of my Voldaren Epicures. We can probably just kill this Orcish Bowmaster. We could even kill the token if we wanted to, but that's the one thing I guess about Orcish Bowmaster is the fact that it turns into 2 different creatures. Um, it's not the end of the world. It is an annoyance. We don't have a 3rd land, unfortunately. And we can't draw a card off of Pyrite Spellbomb unless we take damage from the Orcish Bowmaster. Alright, Lava Spike doesn't do it. So I like just killing the Orcish Bowmaster with a bolt. They probably cast Counterspell here, which is fine because they take even more damage. It's like this bolt is doing double duty because our opponent is literally bolting themselves just to counter this. So I can't be upset at this exchange. I think we just let this all resolve. So our opponent's at 2 cards in hand. Let's see. I think we just kill this. Try to kill this again. Go for round 2. All right. I'm happy with that exchange overall. Our opponent's at 2 cards now with 2 1/1s. We've got an artifact in play already. We've got 2 lands. We've got 4 cards in hand. We'll draw 5th. Lava Spike is just another card. Our opponent naturally has dealt damage to themselves. That's the beauty of this deck. Is there's so many decks in Modern that just have fetches and shocks that I mean even my deck is running fetches, right? I mean fetches Modern is a fetch is a format of fetches. Fetch lands are the hallmark of this format, so this deck likes to capitalize on that. And that's why I think I did relatively well on these leagues playing this deck. You know? Alright, so unfortunately we don't have an answer to Dragon's Rage Channeler. We don't even have a way to answer it with our hand and our board, but I think we're going to be just fine here if we can just play out our hand. Oh, is our opponent just going to try to just be the burn deck? Yeah, that's probably the best way to do it. All right. Unfortunately, we don't have an answer to a 3/3 flyer, but we can still do stuff now that we've got Urza Saga. We'll probably end up just I don't really know. I'd like to make constructs, but at the same time I'd also like to try to remove the Dragon's Rage Channeler. So if we have the opportunity to remove the Dragon's Rage Channeler, we should take that opportunity. To be fair, it's 9-10 right now, so it's actually not. We're actually not that much behind. If our opponent attacks with the Orc army, we probably block it. Yeah, this is not good. If our opponent has 2 bolts in hand, then we're dead. Okay, nope. Oh, this is a Murktide. Okay, so we're just dead. we can't rely on the Saga tokens to win. We have to do something more than that. We got a top deck like I don't know. We don't have that much mana either, so it's not like we can Underworld Breach. And even if we did Underworld Breach, what would we get? Oh, we have Galvanic Blast. Yeah, we might get there. It's tough though. We don't have any mana. If we got Underworld Breach, we can only cast 1 Galvanic Blast. It's not good enough. We could use it to kill the Dragon's Rage Channeler, but yeah, it looks like we're gonna go into game 2, depending on what our hand is. Yeah, there's nothing we can do here, right? Can we interact at all with this Murktide? We have to play to our outs, right? So let's cycle through this blood token, draw a card. That doesn't get us there. Even this doesn't do it for us. Game 3 or game 2. All right. Let's see how we do post board. Our opponent's on Orcish Bowmasters, so Casting the Fire is a great card for stuff like that. Dealing 1 damage to each of up to 2 target creatures. Our opponent's on Ragavans, also on Dragon's Rage Channeler, so that's going to be great. Pyroclasm, the same deal. We don't really care too much about our own creatures. We do, but they're our 3/3 Dragon's Rage Channeler will survive with Pyroclasm, and yes, it does nombo a little bit with Ragavan, but I think we're still okay. Soul Guide Lantern. Soul Guide Lantern is good. Good against Murktide and Delve and Delirium. I think we need more removal. Pyrite Spellbomb is excellent for that. I'm on the fence about this Tormod's Crypt, because the thing about Tormod's Crypt is it doesn't cycle. But it's still probably worth having more artifacts. I think we bring that in and cut out Mishra's Bauble, so we still have 4/0 drops. Um, let's see. I think we can do away with an Underworld Breach. Shrapnel Blast is still important, I think. Experimental Synthesizer didn't do a whole lot for us that game, so I'm going to cut one. Gleeful Demolition seems a lot worse. We can't swing into our in against Murktide. Those 1/1s just get killed by Orcish Bowmaster, so I think we're going to cut those. I like Lava Spike, but do we want to bring? Do we want to cut Lava Spike? I think I'd rather cut a Pyrite Spellbomb the one that we just brought in. Yeah, let's do that. I like having reach. I want to see ourselves find that reach in case our opponent's got only three life. And the beauty about Grixis is that they don't really have any ways to gain life, or at least I would assume they have no way to do that. This hand does not win the game. We have 3 cards that are non-lands and they don't do anything. So I'm gonna mulligan. All right, we got our Cast into Fire. I think this hand is pretty good. We'll keep this hand. Let's put a Ragavan. Let's ditch a Ragavan. Yeah, plan A is to accrue value from this Ragavan, assuming it doesn't get bolted. Did they target themselves? Yeah. That's the way to do it. With Mishra's Baubles, you activate Mishra's Bauble targeting yourself if you have a fetch land. That way you can figure out if you want to fetch right away or hold on to it. Okay, not bad. We got Urza Saga, so we could. What are we gonna do? Like play Pyrite Spellbomb off of the Saga and play Dragon's Rage off of the Snow Covered. Okay. Ooh, that's not bad. Expressive Iteration is not bad. I think we cast this. I mean, it also it's not the best because it puts the sorcery into our opponent's graveyard, but I think it still does the trick. All right. Yeah, let's not play a fetch. Let's not take damage if we don't have to. Let's play a threat here. All right, that was huge. That expressive iteration was a good hit. If we can get our opponent to cast Orcish Bowmasters, we could cast into the fire it, and then we'll look even stronger. They probably are thinking it. They probably have one and they're thinking about casting it. They're just trying to figure out which creature to target. All right. I say we just go to combat. I mean, I didn't have to go to combat. I could have I could have played a Saga and played the Pyrite Spellbomb out, but it's not like we were going to get Delirium off of just that. So I think it's fine to do this. Let our opponent Bowmaster here. See what they want to kill. All right, and then I think we just cast it into the fire. Yeah, I think that's a good exchange. Put this in the yard. All right, I think that was a fair exchange. I can't tell if it was favorable towards us, because we did lose 2 cards. Our opponent only lost really like 1. But it was a necessary evil. Orcish Bowmasters is such a good card. That's the one card I don't think this deck really prepares for. The Casting of Fire is great because it allows us to kind of prepare for both Orcish Bowmasters and the One Ring. But the original list from Germany did not include Into the Fire, even though they could have. This deck was played after the release of Lord of the Rings. So Island Cycling, that's fine. Let's see what this card is. Lorien Reveal. Draw 3 cards for 5 mana, and it's got Island Cycling. Very interesting. Alpine Moon. Oh no. that kills our Urza Saga. But I'm fine with that. It's not the end of the world. Yep. That's just 1 mana destroy all Urza Sagas on the field. Okay, let's see here. Alright, I like this. We can play out our hand, sort of. If you draw a Lava Spike, you just play it. Simple as that. This isn't good enough. I want to save my Galvanic Blast for when we need to use it. We have Galvanic Blast and we have Pyrite Spellbomb active. We just have to try to survive. Hopefully our opponent doesn't play Murktide. Actually, if they do, I think we still win here because we've got, let's see, we've got 4 from Galvanic and Pyrite. And then we untap and then we can Underworld Breach, maybe. Alright. So our opponent, I'm assuming, does not have Murktide. I think we should try to deal as much damage as possible here. Let's see what our top deck is. If it's a land, we could win. Yeah, I think we win here. Let's put this on top. Assuming, okay, so our opponent can counterspell. So what we should do is we should just go into combat first. Let's see if our opponent has a response to anything. They probably just block, I would imagine. Okay. Let's play our Breach, see if this gets countered. Yep, drawn the lock. Not surprised there. Oh, maybe I should have held on to that land, but if we drew another Underworld Breach, then we would have wanted to... Yeah, I guess it doesn't matter. Yeah, so our opponent definitely has the upper hand here with 5 cards to our 0 cards. Let's But if we can draw a threat, I think we could still do fine. I'm gonna actually hold on to this mountain. Oh, Sauron's Ransom. Okay, so how does this work? I gotta look for top 4 cards, separate them into a face down and face up pile, put 1 pile into my hand. So, okay. The top pile will be presented face up. So, probably give them the land and the dress down. I don't know. Do they take the fear? Let's see what they take here. This is a very interesting card, Soren's Ransom. It's like, because it's 3. Let's see, what do they get here? Oh, they took the Fury and the Spell Pierce. Oh, so that means we probably lose then. That means we probably lose. Sorry, cat in the room. All right, let's see. Experimental Synthesizer, give me something. Give me something good. I'll take a bolt. I can only activate this as a sorcery, right? So there's no point in. Uh, I disagree. I think we should still activate this so we can get a 2/2 in play. You know, it's just gonna get killed by the Fury. I don't want to do that. I want to use the Experimental Synthesizer in case we need to. Yeah, it's just gonna get killed by the Fury. Our opponent definitely has a 5th land, so my money's on not activating Experimental right now, and hoping that we can dig deep into our deck to find another burn spell, something that hopefully will be able to play around Spell Pierce. Though I don't think we would be able to do that. So this is just F6 because this is only sorcery speed. Yeah, the sacrifice Experimental Synthesizer activate only as a sorcery. So not good, not good. Oh, there it is. Do we win? That is the question. Oh, we won! I can't believe it. We got a game off of this tier 1 deck. So I'm shocked. I thought we were gonna lose it. I really did. I did not expect to win that. All right. I guess we'll go to game 3 now. I don't know what to do. I think we keep things the way they are. I think we keep things the way they are. Um, Actually, hold on a second. I don't really want to have Ragavan when I'm on the draw. I don't like that. I think we take out the Ragavans because they just get eaten by bolts and furies. I think what we should do instead is bring in another Pyrite Spellbomb. Another Underworld Breach is good. Actually, it's actually a good card. bring in another Experimental Synthesizer because that actually was critical in winning us the game that last game. Um, I like Mishra's Bauble too, though we already have Tormod's Crypt. I'm thinking either Shadowspear or Pithing Needle. But Pithing Needle doesn't. We don't name anything off of it other than fetch lands, so I think we just. Do I really want a Shadowspear? It's actually a pretty good card. If we can equip it to a Dragon's Rage Channeler, we gain life. It becomes a 4/4 trample lifelink. Flying. All right, let's do it. Let's just see how this does. Maybe not having Ragavan is a mistake, but it's definitely not a good card, especially if our opponent is on the play with Bowmasters. They just play land, we go turn one Ragavan, and they go next turn just kill it and have 2/1/1s. I think this hand is keepable. I know it's weird, but it's got a lot of removal, and that's exactly what we need. It's a very reactive hand, but I like it. All right, I think we are okay here with getting hit by the 1/1. I think it's more important that we play into our Pyroclasm. And this also hits the Polluted Delta too, so that's good. That means our opponent has to work a little harder to get that Delirium. Never mind. Fetch land is in play. Take one here. Let's see if our opponent plays anything else. Nope. All right. Second land. Second grave hate piece in the form of Tormod's Crypt. I love how we're playing around Spell Pierce here. we got some opportunities. Definitely, we definitely have opportunities here. Shrapnel Blast plus 2 bolts. That's 11. Our opponent probably has Counterspell open. They're probably considering Bowmasters here. If we can Pyroclasm, that would be great. If not, we can cast into the fire. Xander's Lounge, okay. I like this. I like the idea of casting this right now, but we are playing into Spell Pierce, which is fine because we can just hit these things next turn. Does our opponent have Spell Pierce? Flusterstorm. That's fine. That's okay. Actually, that's totally fine because we have Pyroclasm. We have Pyroclasm. We're fine. But I don't even know if I want a Pyroclasm now. I guess we should. Because this was just a 1/1 trade. Getting the Pyroclasm out early. No, but do we want to keep letting our opponent... I don't know. See, that's the question. It also depends heavily on what they mill. Well, so they're not gonna get Delirium anymore. I think we should absolutely play the Pyroclasm now. because of that high risk of turning on Delirium. Oh, actually, no. What am I talking about? We have Tormod's Crypt and Soul Guide Lantern here. What am I talking about? I had nothing to worry about. Okay, I'm feeling a lot. I'm feeling a lot better about how we played this. All right, cool. I think we should activate Tormod's Crypt now so that we don't lose to Murktide next turn. I think we're playing this okay. We can hold on to the Soul Guide Lantern for Shrapnel Blast. We can leave our mana open for Bolt. Or we can draw a card off of Soul Guide Lantern if we need to. I think we're in a good spot. We just don't have any threats. But do we need to have threats? Because if we can get another... Like... I think this is fine. I think I should Bolt now. Probably should have bolted while the Lorien was on the stack. But I'd rather eat a bolt. I'd rather eat a counterspell from a bolt than eat a counterspell from a blast. That's fine. Alright. So we did get Pyrite Spellbomb, which means we could, in theory, Shrapnel Blast, sacking the Soul Guide Lantern. Let's see, that's not quite enough. I definitely think we should hold off on casting anything until our opponent has does not have 2 blue mana open. This is one where I think I do want to blast here. I think I do blast here, yeah. And then we just F6. Yep. So that was a good play. I'm glad we played around. Counter magic. If we can just bolt, well, what do we need? Bolt, Pyrite Spellbomb. That's 5, and then we need like 3 more. So either a lava. Do we have lava spike? Either a bolt or a lava spike would do it, or well, Underworld Breach. We did bring in a second Underworld Breach, so I think our chances of winning are okay. Alright. Oh, our opponent's shocked. Interesting. So that means they're leaving mana open for counterspell. This is exciting. This is really exciting. Experimental Synthesizer is a good card here. The only problem is if it finds Underworld Breach, then I'm not too happy. This I'm very excited about. Because that means we get to bolt our opponent to the face. We just need like 1 more point of damage. And then we can get there. I'm assuming our opponent doesn't have any stifle effects for the Spellbomb, so I think we're fine holding onto this. We can also just draw a card off of the Spellbomb if we need to. But we can hold on to it until end of our opponent's turn in case we need to do anything crazy. Like, I don't know, respond. Sorry, I'm messing with the metrics here. I wanted to see if it was easier for the viewers to look at the screen if I adjusted the the board, but it doesn't look like the size of the cards are changing. So sorry, you're just gonna have to know what the cards do, I guess. I think that's one of the good things about Arena is that you can kind of see everything. It's probably easier to see everything. It's still pretty hard um, to read cards in time. Like people will rush you. They'll be like, "Please take your turn," while I'm like reading what your cards do because I have no idea what your cards are doing. They're all new cards. All right, island cycling. That one I'm not too happy about because that probably means they have counterspell open. Yeah. So I think we should just hold off on activating Spellbomb. Ooh, Voldaren Epicure. Do you have a counterspell? You did not have a counterspell. Wow, we won. I can't believe we won. Now, to be fair, I have beaten Izzet Murktide before with this deck, so it's not unheard of. But I am very excited to have shown the strength of this deck against a tier deck. Um, like I said, this is Seven Blast. Um, the deck idea came from Germany. At least I'll show the link. I'll post a link to the deck list in the description. But it was a person named Vitus who played the deck or you know piloted the deck from the Butte Brawl Open on July 1st, 2023. So thanks for watching YouTube. I will try to make more content as we see fit.